Hey lovelies, welcome back. If this is your first time joining, welcome. As you can see based on the title, I'll be sharing my testimony and how I paid off my 2 years of student loan, in additionally pay my 2 years of additional 2 years of tuition because I spent 4 years at university. Yes, so 4 years in total. If you're from Jamaica, you know the process of applying for student loan, securing guarantors. Just the whole process is tedious, the long lines. It's not a guarantee that you'll get through, etc. That's a story, the process. However, one thing I knew for sure is that I wanted to go to university, and in order to go to university I had to do what I had to do. Okay, so let's get into it. So background, I'm from the rural part of the country. My family is not wealthy, so in order for me to move on to tertiary education I had to borrow student loan, even though I didn't want to, but that was the only option because my parents couldn't pay for it. Aside that, process as I say was very tedious. The good thing about it is that I had my guarantors already. Guarantors secure. However, filling out paper got refused. I had to go back, and I was like, I'm spending money that I didn't have, so I had to be borrowing and all of those stuff. Going for it, I started school before the entire process was finished. The good thing about it is that they have a step process. So once you're at a particular place, the school allow you to start. But what got me anxious with it was closer to exam time, and we all know that if you don't pay your tuition, they won't allow you to sit exam. So you're waiting to be at E. When I started UWI, I knew right there and then that I had to get a job. It wasn't an option because I had to buy food and pay for a little for papers at school, do the necessary if I need to go on the road to pay fare and all of those stuff. And my second, then afterwards I realized that job wasn't working out because I was making like $6,000 every 2 weeks, which is roughly like 60 US or 50 US thereabout, 2 weeks. So that was working out. So I started sourcing a second job in which I got around May of the following year. So I was able to work then. During that process, I was like, I would love to go on the work and travel program, but my parents couldn't afford it. And to borrow such a big loan is like, no. Anyways, while I was at church, worshiping one night, church sister came over while we were there, and she was like, do you want to go on the work and travel program? I was like, and she was like, she went away. I was like, okay. Then she came back, and I was like, yes. Bear in mind, I'm going to be honest, I don't like borrowing money. I don't like the idea of taking it knowing that I have to pay it back. That kind of sound weird, but yeah. So I said yes. So we talked about it. We draw up a contract to ensure that okay, it is at the end of the day we have something to pull for. First year I went away, I was excited. I'm going to be honest, I was excited because I'm finally going to travel for the first time, not knowing what awaits me. I was like, okay, I'm going to have fun, I'm going to do a little shopping, etc. But when I got there, I realized that okay, work is hard. I'm not one to cry over work. I like working hard. However, it's a case where it was painful, but I had to remind myself while I was there that one, you had asked God that the moment you finish university you want to pay off your student loan. So God has given you an opportunity to make good use of it. So even though you feel like giving up, even though you get scars and all those things for the first time, burn, you can't give up. In which I did that. I came home, I didn't do any shopping, I didn't buy any phone, I didn't buy any gadget because I had a plan. So I came home, I paid my tuition for the following year, I paid back the lady that loaned me the money, and I was able to pay for my next program fee. Nice. So I'm secure for the next year. One thing during that time, because I was switching faculty in second year, my first loan went into immediate payment. Bear in mind, I didn't have a bank account for any payment to be drawn out off. So my sister, I asked my sister, and she's like, okay, but I would have to put the money into it. So they will draw money monthly out of her paycheck. Well, first year I wasn't able to do any contribution because I had so much paying back tuition, paying back young miss, and secure money for the next year, putting aside a little thing for a rainy day, quote unquote. Second year I went back to the same state. It was a little bit better in the sense that I met 2 friends. They were nice and all those stuff. However, it was still a bother. I had days when I cried. I had days when I was like, do I really have to get up to go to work? Bear in mind, I had to walk a good distance, and when you meet this time, I'm not even, as I say, the experience is another whole story, another whole testimony. But I work and I apply myself. I wanted, this time around, I purchased a new phone because the other one, the battery runs down really fast and all those stuff. So I was like, okay, we'll purchase a new phone. But the funniest thing is that my second year, right about as I was about to finish exam, my computer decided that it wasn't turning on. So I did check, so I realized that something was wrong with the battery, the charger. So instead of buying a whole new computer, because that wasn't on the budget, I decided I'll just buy a new charger for the computer. I came back, paid my tuition, secure, paid for my third year, and I was able to also went to student loan to pay off first year that I borrowed, so they can start taking money from my sister account, which was okay. But the weirdest thing, I was getting emails from them about loan about paying the second one. But I was like, I'm not supposed to pay it until I'm finished, because that's the agreement. Once you take a loan, it should last until you finish university. However, because of earning their system, I had to pay back the loan a year earlier. And I was like, oh my god, as soon as one hurdle, there's another. So I was speaking to my loan officer. She was of no use. But I controlled myself there and then. I was like, I'm not going to shout. It's not her. I can't shout at her because she's not going to make a difference. So I was like, can I speak to your manager? And she was like, okay, let me check. And I was there. And she allowed me to speak to the manager. Apparently, some day, incorrect date. So instead of it saying 2019, it says 2018. I was like, okay. And she was like, what you would have to do, you would have to sign back over these papers, get a letter from the school, and then you'll be okay. And I was like, sign back over all of those papers that I already signed. I didn't see the sense in that. That was just a waste of my time. So I said, God, I guess this is you saying that I need to start paying it back. So that here I started paying like monthly payment and all those. Third year on work and travel, different state. Honestly, I didn't enjoy the final year, even though I was planning on traveling, because I was like, okay, final year, you can travel to another state, you can do enjoyment, you can change your phone. But that didn't happen. I ended up coming back home with the same phone. Throughout all of this, I just had to delay gratification and immediate gratification, so that didn't work out. So when I came back, I slept. I'm going to be honest, I slept for days. I just get up shower and slept. That's how tired I was. My feet hurt so bad. I felt old, but it was all for a worthy cause, I would say. Um, worthy cause, I would say. So I came back. I didn't have intuition to pay, but I had graduation, so I know that. But the first thing that I did when I came back, I decided I was going to go by student loan. So I went up there. Bear in mind, I was given a different loan officer. Never met her, don't know her. So when I went there to her, no, she wasn't at work, so I was like, can somebody else assist me, because I'm here to clear off my final year. So they said, okay, have a seat or whatever. Waited until somebody did assist me and all those stuff, and she wrote the total on a paper and said, you can go to the cashier and pay it. When I went to the cashier and I handed the young man the paper and said, hey, I'm here to pay out my loan, he's going to ask me like all of it. So I was like, yeah bro, because I don't want you guys to write my name in paper, say I didn't pay or irritate it, because I know what you guys are capable of. Bear in mind, they had to trick my sister to do that because she wasn't able to pay on time. So I did the payment. I was like, ensure this goes on the system, because I'm taking all this money that I work, hard-earned money, and I'm paying it back, because I want to be a responsible citizen. I'm thinking about my niece's future and the fact that they themselves will need assistance in the future. Hopefully they don't have to take student loan. After that, paid for graduation and everything. As the Bible says, faith without work is dead. So even though I was having faith that God would make everything possible, I knew that I would have to play my part. Okay, so the scripture I quoted was from James 2:14 to where they're about. Honestly, this experience has taught me a lot. I'm grateful for the trials and everything that came with it. You might be wondering, why are you grateful to God when you had to put in your part? And I had to do a lot. I had to withstand a lot of disrespect, a lot of setback, but through it all, I have learned some life lesson that helped me to become the person I am today, and that is something that is priceless. That is something that I would not exchange for him. What I'm most grateful for are my guarantors. I knew that God was working in my guarantor. My sister standard as one and my brother as the other, because she knew how it was, so she was able to assist. So right then and then I knew God was working. The second thing, the person who loaned me the money, she didn't have to, but she went extra mile to get the money just to assist me, and that I am grateful to God for. And then there's something, the willpower, the determination, the perseverance spirit that God placed upon my life. If those weren't there, then I don't think I would have fight so hard to accomplish this. Three is delaying immediate gratification. Honestly, I wanted to do a lot of things. Honestly, I wanted to buy a lot of things, but at the end of the day, what was more important, clearing my debt or basking in the moment? Through my years of university, what I've learned is the difference between want and need. Need is an essential for survival. Like, definitely you need food, you need a place to sleep, so I had to pay my rent and so forth. On the other hand, want is something you would like to have, but it's not essential for your survival. You can do without it. You can live without it. It just makes you feel good in the moment. So that I'm grateful for. But most of all, what I am grateful for this experience is the fact that if I didn't apply myself that way, if I didn't decide that, okay, I'm going to pay off my loan the moment I finish school. It would be a case that this period of COVID-19 that I wouldn't be able to work because I'm not working on because of the lockdown. Then I would be worrying about the loan that I need to pay. So then I knew that God showed and He showed up really good for me. So I just want to encourage you guys, everything is possible. You just have to have self-discipline. You just have to know to apply things to your heart. It's not easy, especially when you have people around you that are enjoying life, but you have to take certain responsibility early. But at the end of the day, it will be worth it. It's better to do what you can now while you're young, so at the end of the day you can self when you get much older. Thank you. So that's just a part of my experience. That's just how I went about paying off my student loan. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Leave a comment of your favorite quote. I'll definitely read because I'm a quote lover. And thank you again. Bye bye, lovely.